since its beginning of being in business, Butler Street Foundry has always been a family business. It started out with Arnold and his wife when they emigrated here in the 1870s from Germany. Arnold worked in the city of Chicago for a period of time, and in 1891 he started to make his transition to the American dream. He started the Butler Street Foundry and Iron. It is now mid-December of 2009, and we're getting ready for a transition to take place here at the foundry too. We're going to go back to being a mom and pop business. My inspiration for this was being around here all these years and seeing all these pictures of a husband and a wife, a true mom and pop, a family-run business. And I seen the pictures. There's one, for example, Arnold and his wife Tilly, him and his wife, and she worked here. She worked in the office with Arnold. Just how a real family mom and pop business was supposed to work off as. And again, that was part of my inspiration. You see, you're in our office right now, our present-day office, which became our office in the late 40s. Before that, this was a livery stable. When Butler started out, they didn't have trucks; they had horse and wagon, and this is where we used to keep all of our wagons at. I'll bring you upstairs in a few moments, and you can see what the original office is. It's still pretty much intact the way it was when it opened up. Looking at a lot of these different pictures. Matter of fact, there's my father-in-law and my cousin. We talked about that family-run business, that mom and pop operation. There's a couple of family members. It's a Saturday, and we're doing a little cleanup work. That's what happens when you have a family business. There's no rest, and some days people don't get paid. Matter of fact, my father-in-law doesn't realize it, but today he's not getting paid. We're a blacksmith shop too, by the way. We're Chicago's probably last real blacksmith shop, which we keep a lot of the equipment in the back still. Some old equipment. Recent job we did was we restored the fence around the Buckingham Fountain. And for that particular job, I looked back and I bought an old picture off of eBay. And this is a picture of the Buckingham Fountain circa 1940s, early 50s. And I used to look back at that picture whenever we were doing the project and we run into a problem. I looked back for inspiration. When we completed the project, I went back to the same location with my wife and my daughter, and I took another picture, kind of a mission complete picture. Here's a thank you letter from the Chicago Park District Preservation Architects thanking us for all the work that we did on that project. Some of our old desks, and these are really old drafting desks, and we still use them. Maybe now it would be considered being green or politically correct, but they work pretty well. That's why we use the desks. Some more old pictures. This is a great piece. This came from a company that we acquired a lot of the equipment from, All Style Iron, another mom and pop business. 3 generations, and the family decided to sell when the getting was good a couple of years back when their property was worth a lot of money. But the person who owned the company, he thought as much of the steel industry to make this big picture. And it's basically the evolution of steel. It's the iron being mined in the Mesby Iron Range, getting loaded onto a lake boat, getting brought into probably Gary, Indiana. It gets melted down. There's the furnaces. It gets fabricated, and it gets erected. There's more pictures of what the iron looks like it's erected. And then it's the cycle back to go and to be made back into steel. It's getting recycled.